Hello everyone and welcome back to TCW, and this is Week 7 action. Let me introduce you to Sir Fudgy Wells Esquire. Take it away, Fudgy.
Yes, thank you, Trundle. Tonight we have jam-packed action starting with Stan the Man Hansen in the Midnight Rider.
He's going to do something special with his hand.
I don't even want to think about what that could be.
He's a good old Southern boy. Is he from Alabama? I don't think so.
He identifies as such. That's a big horse.
One of the biggest competitors on the roster.
He knows he's gonna have to earn it here. Quite a following in Japan, decent in America.
This might be a competition between two of the very toughest competitors.
There he is, the Midnight Rider.
The Midnight Rider, who goes by such because of the incident he had faced going up against Bruiser Brody. He says he has donned the black mask to match his soul.
It's quite a thing. He's reached that scary place, and now he's ready to compete.
We've seen him take matters into his own hands, and if you're unaware or have not seen in the archives, there's a match between Magnum TA, which was his moniker rather at the time, going against Bruiser Brody, and HBK of all people would interfere in the match and land a spiked pile driver on to Magnum TA, and since that match he has been going by the moniker of the Midnight Rider.
You can almost see a total change in his style. He's just become more violent and vicious.
Definitely a change in style, a change of attitude, and he says he was, for lack of a better term, gypped from the Ultimate title, and now everyone gets to pay the consequences, and whether Hansen will pay those consequences is yet to be seen.
Great agility from the big man. Of course, I expect this match to stay on the mat for the duration.
It's a matchup of the lariat versus the belly-to-belly suplex. Two seemingly mundane isn't the right word, but you do see those moves often from other competitors, but not quite with the same technique.
You see them quite often, but you don't see them perform to the absolute potential like these two competitors are able to do.
I absolutely agree, and I mean, in these competitors' hands, the lariat or the belly-to-belly suplex is incapacitating. We've seen Magnum injure quite a few competitors with his belly-to-belly, and Hansen has won a lot of his tag bouts with his tag partner, Pentagon Jr., with that lariat.
To be sure that the Midnight Rider is looking to injure yet another combatant, but will Stan Hansen fall victim, or will he fight back?
I've got to be, I mean, an injury can bite anyone, you know that, but Stan Hansen is probably one of the toughest SOBs in the business, bar none.
You almost have to cut off his legs for him to be in any sort of danger. He's such a tough man.
Now, what a matchup. We're blessed to have open the card tonight, the Go Home show, as next week will be a TCW pay-per-view, and I hope that you do tune in.
You have to think a lot of combatants in the back are thinking about next week, trying to make sure they stay in absolute peak performance and shape.
Yeah, well, hopefully no one picks up an injury here in Week 7 action. We have a great card, and I will run down that card for you now, as Stan Hansen has a Boston Crab applied. In match 2, we're going to have Omega versus the Great Muta.
Omega really needs a bounce-back week after his last performance against Shawn Michaels.
I'm glad that you brought that up because that was quite the performance by HBK and probably something that Omega would rather forget. Then we have Perfect and Owen Hart facing Dusty Rhodes, who will be tagging with a new partner this week, Roddy Piper.
It'd be nice to see those two paired together, see what they can do.
Yeah, 2 new tag teams there, and we're going to see, who has the jam.
Correct.
Then, certainly wouldn't expect this big a matchup in the middle of a TV card, but it's the WrestleMania 6 rematch. Warrior is going to take on Hulk Hogan, and need I say more?
That's going to be an absolute masterclass to watch those two enter the ring.
Then we got more tag action as the Can-Am Connection, Bret Hart and Randy Savage will take on Taker and Lesnar as we have a pin in the middle of the ring.
Dan Hansen just devastated his opponent, able to kick out, however. And fire back with a power move of his own.
That is a move that I like to call the butterfly suplex by Magnum. And before we see a finish in this match, we have a main event, and what a main event it is. We got King Kong, Bruiser Brody, going up against Antonio Inoki. Does it rhyme? Yes. Is it immaculate? You're gosh darn tootin'.
Oh, you see a top rope maneuver.
Goodness gracious, he literally threw him halfway across the ring.
The strength and size of these two men and now an abdominal oblique stretch.
He's certainly trying to work the midsection of Hansen, without a doubt.
I really am surprised. I did not imagine these guys go into any type of rope work, but they have been.
These guys, they are very jack of all trades. Definitely brawlers, definitely tough, but they got a lot in the deck, you know what I'm saying?
No, you just can't have anybody in TCW. You have to be good at so many different things.
I mean, you will not find a roster of this caliber anywhere else. No disrespect to the other GMs, but our promoter, he knows how to draft them, that's for sure. And this is a great example of the talent caliber in the league.
You see a running clothesline there by the Midnight Rider going for the pin. Will it be enough? Not quite. They lock horns here.
This fandom, this crowd, this stadium is coming to a fever pitch as Magnum, he lands the crossbody
and he gets him with it.
He gets the victory there.
Hard fought win.
That's certainly going to catapult Magnum up the card, and he's definitely going to be seeing more opportunities after this match. What a marquee victory for him.
Oh, the Midnight Rider stamping his name and telling everybody in the back, guess who is coming for you?
Some might call him the Boogeyman as he dons this new apparel. Definitely not in the holiday season vibe, but up next, we got 2 all-time greats locking horns, so stay tuned for that.